Good morning, this is Shelly from Hodgepodge Hoosiers. Sun's just coming up, but it's not quite to my raised beds yet. So while it's still really early and it's cooler, I'm going to start getting this lettuce radish bed that I had all worked up, and I've got Epsom salt and some just regular garden fertilizer here. It's a 12-10-5, and I got my irrigation line. I didn't need it for the radishes and the lettuce. Spring's usually a wet season, so they had plenty. So I'm gonna work this ground up, let it set just a while, and then my husband will come home this evening and he's got to get a white bucket ready. As you see, we're using these red ones as the bucket holders for our gravity-fed irrigation system. I'll link that in this description if you want to go check it out, how we did it. And it's working great. We're getting ready to go into this week with 0 chances of rain pretty well, so I'll have to start filling them buckets every day, and so our plants will stay hydrated. You can see here on this bucket, I've just got the line. You know, I use them staples like I use for ground cover to hold it down, and it just goes down the center at the base of the plant. It's a slow drip. It takes several hours for the bucket to completely drain out. So I'm gonna get this bed ready. We're gonna plant beans in here. I should be able to get at least 300 bean seed in here, I hope. And then the potatoes is gonna be dug this month because they've already been in there almost 70 days. So by the end of the month, they'll be ready to dig up. And I will probably do another cucumber bed over there and probably 2 more bean beds. So yeah, I'm gonna get this done before the sun comes up. Okay, I got it worked up pretty good. I didn't worry about, I left some of the roots from the old lettuce that I pulled the other day. But if I am seeing any little weeds, like here's one, it's just tiny, but he'll get big. So I've been trying to get them out. I've got this bed pretty good to where it don't hardly get any weeds in it. What I'm gonna do now is just take this is just Walmart I picked up. This is 12-10-5, and I just broadcast it on there. I don't measure it. I feed it. But since this did have radishes and lettuce in it, this dirt is depleted of a lot of its nutrients because those plants took it. So you want to get some more back in it so your plants will grow for the whatever you're putting in here, which for me will be beans. Do you have to do it? Nope. I don't know if my parents ever did it, but now they had an in-ground garden. With a raised bed, it is a little different. This is it can't go into the ground real easy. I've got ground cover. It could, it still, moisture goes through it. But this dirt depends on us to keep giving it back what it needs. I do have just a little bit of Epsom salt left, not a whole lot. And I figured, well, I'll just go ahead and give it some of that. I got some lime. Now this was limed good in the spring. Just gonna head and get rid of all of that. So I'm not gonna worry about liming too much. I usually lime my beds all once a year. But this fertilizer is what you mainly want to get back into the soil. I'm just scattering it around. Then I'll take my little hand tool. I love this thing. I think it's called a hori. But this and that little fork thing is mainly what I use in beds. I got this hole out, but I just don't like it like I like this. But what I'm doing is just, let's see, a little weed. Just Just running it over. It don't have to be nothing fancy. Another one. Just want it to mix in. So when them seeds gets in there, they got something that'll tickle their little roots when they sprout and help them to want to grow. I found that this really works well for me. So, but now what I'll do is I'm going to get my irrigation line and just stake it all through here, snake it in. I'll show you how I did the other bed. Before I ever planted any seeds, I put in the irrigation line. You can see it through there. I've got 3 rounds. See, it starts over here, goes up and down, and I just kept looping it until I got to the end, and I staked them down with them ground cover staples. Now, when they're baby seeds like this though, that won't be enough watering. So I was still watering overhead too until the seeds sprouted really well. And now all they need is the irrigation because their roots will go grab that water wherever it's at in the dirt. But when they're babies, they still need extra water. But these beans here is a little over 2 weeks since planting. And so when these start dying out, those should be starting to produce, is what my plan is anyway. Now, I did last year, when these died out, I planted them again, but for some reason they didn't do very good. I don't know if it was the summer was too hot or what, but I don't know if I'll fill this bed with beans again. I might amend it when these beans come out, let this dirt rest a while, and then it'll be my fall crops. With my husband and I love radishes, so we're liable to be putting radishes and a few turnips in here. So I'm not sure yet, especially if the potato beds do good with beans in it afterwards. I may not need it because we still got plenty of beans. Not plenty, but it's going to get us until these are ready on the shelf from last year. So yeah, I'm just going to put the line in here, and then we'll wait till this afternoon till my husband gets home to plant it and get the irrigation hooked up. There, I laid it out. I just allowed enough room that this will attach to the bucket. I got the staples just holding it down, and I just zigzagged it all the way. Just no rhyme or reason to how I did it. It's just, it'll be ready to water once those plants come up. I'll probably still go ahead and put water in the buckets whenever their seeds hasn't popped up yet, besides the top watering, just so it gets extra water. But now we just wait, and then we can plant this evening. Okay, it's the next morning. Sun is not quite up yet, getting close, but I went ahead and I planted this bean bed yesterday evening. My husband hooked up the irrigation to the bucket. Like I said, I'll leave a link to how we did that. I've got videos of planting beans, so you can go check them out. It's nothing spectacular, but I do got it all in, and I soaked it all really good last night, and I just soaked it again because I filled my buckets for the day. As you can see, their irrigation is already starting to work, dripping. This one here, and it really does work because it takes several hours for these buckets to empty with doing the drip. So anyway, I'm excited to get this bed in, and we got the rest of the sweet potatoes planted. I just tucked them in wherever I could. So I think for now this is all of the garden, and I'll give you a progress report probably in a week to see how everything's doing. All of these beans should be popped up by then. So until next time, bye for now.